it reminds me, I did this in the upcoming Revisionist History series season. We have a bunch of things on a bunch of shows on guns.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is one where I go to a range and shoot an
AR. I listened to it.
Yeah. Oh, you did listen
I listened to them all.
Oh, you listened. Oh, good. Oh, I didn't realize that. So that's about this in the sense that one of the things that's maddening about assault rifle bans is that they kind of traffic on they're predicated on the ignorance that, it's too strong a word, but the lack of knowledge that most people have of guns.
Mm-hmm.
One of my things is, one of the issues I have with any kind of government regulation, but particularly in this area, is you cannot predicate any kind of law regulation change on exploiting people's lack of understanding. You've got to be honest. If I really want to convince gun owners and supporters of the Second Amendment that I would like them to modify their rights, I need to be honest. And I think with the whole episode, that whole episode is all about the consequences of our dishonesty.
Mm-hmm.
So the gun control types, realize that most people don't know the difference between a semi-automatic weapon and an automatic weapon.
Mm.
And they use that to say, hey, this particular kind of weapon is uniquely dangerous. And it's not true. And I imagine that at some point you and I might have differences when it comes to gun control, but I think we would be in agreement that you can't have an argument in America where one side is deliberately lying. Like, it just offends me. So, you heard of that episode.
We got very contentious there. I was surprised.
I was like, just for those who are listening, in the episode where
episode 4, is that it? I think it's episode 4.
At the end, I go and I interview one of the leading gun control advocates in Washington, a guy who's been pushing assault rifle bans for God knows how many years. And he basically admits that an assault rifle ban is based on the fact that most people don't know the difference between an automatic and semi-automatic rifle weapon. And he pissed me off. After interviewing him, I was furious. I was like, am I allowed to swear in this podcast?
Absolutely.
Okay. This fucking clown. And he sets back what I consider to be in part a legitimate cause, or at least he sets back the honest attempt by many people in this country to reach a compromise on this issue by just flat out lying. And also, the more I talked to him, we cut out a lot of that interview. It was clear he didn't know the slightest thing about guns.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, if you want to be an advocate of gun control, will you please educate yourself first on what a gun is?
Yeah.
The whole thing was like, and I feel like people who are big, gun enthusiasts hear that and roll their eyes and just disengage and just say,
true.
How am I supposed to trust these people that they'll do what they say they're going to do when they're flat out lying from the get-go?
Yeah, that's a big part of it, I think.
So there's no attempt to repair, I think, that trust. Anyway, that sort of got me. That episode really radicalized me in a certain way. It made me realize that there's a lot of bad faith on all sides of that issue.
Yeah. Well, what I appreciate about you, always have, well before this, because I've been reading the books from the beginning, and I think I was one of as soon as I found out there was a podcast, which was right when I got out of the military, I remember making my family listen to season 1 as we were driving our daughter up the coast of California to camp in Northern California from San Diego. I'm making them all listen to Revisionist History in 2016 because I was like, this is amazing. Oh, I know. And incredible. I still think when I think about the Hallelujah episode, oh my gosh. I just get emotional thinking about a lot of the episodes. I think some of them are funny, some of them are serious, some of them are just so emotional and hard hitting. All of them are thoughtful. And that's what I've always appreciated about you. I've tried to be that way, and whether it's just the way I live my life, try to be thoughtful in anything that I do, and especially now, I feel like that's what I owe my readers